not as pretty as the other girls. Pisces, that might be what you're thinking about yourself right now. You're comparing yourself to other people, and you don't think you're good enough, or you're as pretty enough, you're good looking enough. I have the Empress with the Devil. It's like, I'll never be that good looking, I'll never be that pretty. Four of Pentacles, there are some people around you that you're seeing, maybe it's even TV or whatever, but you're comparing yourself, and these people have like classic good looks. They're perfect. And you're like, oh, I'll never look like them. And maybe you won't, but maybe the problem here is the comparison. Looking down here, I've got the King of Cups, Strength, and the Hermit. You're kind of nitpicky. First of all, the Hermit is looking a little bit too closely. You're comparing things that maybe you don't need to compare, that don't matter. Like, oh, their, I don't know, their nails. Something about their hair color. You know, something very, very specific that doesn't matter. Looking down, and then we have the King of Cups, is assigning too much emotional value to that thing. With the Strength card, that's where I'm getting the fact where you don't think you'll ever make the cut. You're never gonna be up to the standard of all these other people. Let's pull some Oracle cards and see what else we get. Anything else about this for Pisces? So we have Uranus, which kind of tells me it's really more like a moment, like a flash. Like you see somebody on the street and they're good looking and you're like, geez, I'll never look like that. So it's just like a flash of insight that you get, but it stays with you. Maybe it's affecting your self-confidence. Looking down here, I've got Aries and Sagittarius. It's kind of lit a fire under your ass, actually, to maybe step up your game to look as good as the other person. Now, there's something about this that feels off just because there's a lot of comparing. The number 3 is definitely like comparing yourself to a third party, the number 3. So I'm not sure that's the best way to go about this, but let's pull advice and see what the cards actually have to say for advice. Any advice for Pisces? Interesting. So the Queen of Swords reversed tells me you're not seeing things right. Almost like a body dysmorphia. If you've ever heard of like that, where you look at yourself in the mirror and you always see shit, like you always like look and you see something that looks terrible, you feel bad about yourself. That's the Queen of Swords reversed, is you're actually don't have an accurate perception, self-perception of your own body, and I think it's in a negative way. Looking down here, I've got the Ace of Wands with the Six of Pentacles. The advice is you can put money, if there's something you really want to fix, you can fix it. But keep in mind, it really is a matter of perception. But you can feel free to go fix it. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands is even like, get a facelift, get a tummy tuck. You can feel free to spend your money to address the problem, maybe even just get a gym membership, which would be the Six of Pentacles to invest. Ace of Wands would be to actually lift the weights when you get to the gym. So there are things you can do to improve your appearance, but the fundamental problem really is your own perception. Looking down here, I've got the Lovers with the Ten of Pentacles. It could be, again, that you're comparing yourself to other relationships, other people, and you're seeing people who are good looking, and you're saying, I need to be that good looking in order to attract that person. You don't. It's, again, incorrect perception on your part. And with the Ten of Pentacles, you might even be considering like lots of money. Ten of Pentacles is so much money that it could be like taking out a loan to do it. Like, let's say you get a facelift. That's a hell of a lot of money. And you might sign up for that because the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, you might actually be like, I'm down for that. I'm taking out that loan, the Lovers, and I'm getting that facelift. Again, you can feel free to do that. The cards aren't saying you can't, but it all is going to end up coming down to your own perception of yourself. And maybe even after you do it, you won't have an accurate perception of yourself, and you're going to want to do another one. You still haven't solved the root problem. The root problem is the Queen of Swords. Let's see what we get for advice from you. So with the Treasure Chest, Cancer, and the Heart, this really is follow your heart and put in the money to do whatever you need to do. Even if, like I was saying before, even if it is a matter of perception, whatever, you need to see yourself look good, to feel good. That's a you thing. That's perfectly fine. You can feel free to take out your loan and do that. Down here, it might be something that you need. The bread is necessity. So maybe in order to actually feel good about yourself, you literally have to do this. Like, let's say you lost a lot of weight and you have like loose skin, right? You might need to get surgery done because that'll never go away. And in this case, that is the need, and Aquarius would be the specialist that you would go see to do that. So the advice is to actually follow through with this, even if other people might say, you don't need that. Your own perception of yourself is important. So if that needs to be addressed, then it needs to be addressed. It is what it is. And you might need to spend some money and seek out a specialist and do some work on yourself in order to get to the point where you feel good about yourself. Digging a couple more cards down, I've got the Skull and Crossbones with the Cup, which is like putting something to rest through healing. So, you know, like I was saying before, if you need to get work done in your body, or if you need to fix yourself, maybe this is even just about therapy, but put something to rest, by investing money and time, and there's an emotional component. You know, you're gonna end up feeling good and feeling happier about yourself, even if it's juvenile, even if it's childish, even if it's superficial, like getting a facelift, right? The princess here is superficial, but if it's what you need, it's what you... So don't let other people like sway you away from it, or even if it's not logical. It's, you know, you need it. You feel like you need it, then you need it. All right, guys. Pisces, that is going to be your reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. If this did resonate, don't forget to like the video and follow the channel if you want.